Hello and welcome to the Town of Litchfield, New Hampshire Recreation Commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. The time now is 7 o'clock p.m. We are meeting live in the Town Hall meeting room. Start off by doing a roll call. My name is Steve Gannon. I am the chair. Vice Chair Andy Ruggles.
Here.
Member Peter Ames.
Here.
Member Michael Bosky.
Here.
Member Chris Burns.
Present.
Alternate member Jeff Town.
Here.
Selectman's rep Stephen Weber.
Present.
Secretary Judy Brennan will not be in attendance tonight due to illness. Therefore, Jeff, we will be moving you up to a full voting member.
Okay.
Acceptance of previous meeting minutes. We have one to review. That is one to approve. December 13th, 2022. Absent that evening was Mr. Ruggles and Mr. Weber. Has everyone had a chance to review the meeting minutes? Any modifications, errors, corrections?
Yes and no.
So no. All right. Hearing none, I will make a motion to accept the December 13th, 2022 meeting minutes as written. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chris. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nays, abstains. Motion carries 5-0-2. Public input is for those who are not already on the agenda. We have one member from Litchfield Pickleball Association. You're on the agenda. So we'll open public input at 7:03. No one else is here, so we'll close it at 7:03. It could be like the mosquito district. All right, facilities and field requests. Litchfield Pickleball Association seeking to use Talent Hall. Starting last week, December 15th, 2022, through June 21st, 2023. Looking to use it from, appears Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Saturdays, 2:30 to 8:30 p.m. Sundays from 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., with the exception of when Campbell High freshman basketball is in there on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Of course, we already have the COI,
Thursdays.
and they're in good standing.
I thought Thursdays was the one day that Campbell wasn't in there.
I thought Campbell was in there every day.
I did
Oh,
too.
They're not
do
on
it.
Thursdays because softball was in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So the exception would be Campbell's in there Monday through, yes,
Monday.
So the
Tuesday,
request would
Wednesday,
have to be
Friday.
probably till 2:30.
2:30.
Give a half hour to clear out before basketball comes in at 3.
Yeah, because concern now, we're starting to back up against each, that place is busy now, will be 7 to, please have a seat. Sorry, I should have brought you up.
We've actually,
Can you actually, just so the guy on the TV taking our notes,
Sure.
just name and,
hi, Ronald Blinas with the Litchfield Pickleball Association. I live here in town. And, just to respond to the application, we've adjusted our schedule, so we're done at 3 o'clock, and the basketball team has already started that. So I think we're working out so that we're all getting done, and they can start at 3, and we're picked up and out of the way by 3. So
Okay.
if we could just leave it that way, I think we can kind of work, fairly well, if that's okay with the board. So, like I said, we've already adjusted our schedule, and even, I think Thursday was open, but we have, to make it easy, we've just getting done at 3, everybody gets used to that, so.
okay. I like that idea. Yeah, that's something we'll have to discuss with all the, sport leagues that are in there, that if we are gonna go, butt up against time, they're gonna have to stop a little early, and you're gonna have to start a little late just to accommodate people coming and going from the facility, and breaking down. All right, that's, I think, all I had on that one.
We, on the weekend side, anything that's available, we did do a member survey. I think we sent that around to you before, and I think if you've looked at it, everybody, there's a lot of interest in playing on the weekends, so whatever becomes available, we'll offer it and set up a schedule for our folks, and I'm sure it'll get used, so.
So how many members are you at now?
We're right in the middle of our annual renewal, so I'm gonna say around 180 to, 160, 180. A lot of people may drop off. We've had some new folks, so our sign-up goes through the end of this month. So I can, next month, if you want a number, I can give you a better number on that, and then we'll have the demographics of where people are from and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next request is, out of this 180, 160 to 180, how many of these people are Litchfield residents and how many from external, towns?
Yep.
Because that obviously would be a concern if we start getting to that tipping point where we have more people from out of town than in town, is it still a Litchfield Recreation Commission?
Yep.
Review. All right, so you said registration still goes to the end of the month, so you'll
Correct.
have something, more information by, when's our next meeting?
If you look back at last year, what percentage you think were Litchfield residents?
I'm going to guess, in fact, I tried to get on into our website tonight, and I got locked out. I was going to try to pull up the roster and have that where we are at the moment. So I'm sorry, I got locked out of the website. We're trying to get our administrative changeover from the other. But last I heard, we were somewhere around 50% in that neighborhood. And just on that note, one of the things that we're going to look at is right now, I think I sent you around the schedule and the revised schedule that we put in place. We're now starting at 7 instead of 8:30. And so that gave us 4 playing times a day, each day, and we only had 3 before. And those are all filled up. Everybody said, oh, no, you won't get anybody coming at 7. Well, they're all coming at 7. I won't say everybody, but there's as many playing at 7 as there is in some of the other times, and we just started that this week. So that's been actually encouraging. And so we now have essentially 20 playing times per week. The other thing that was interesting, if you don't mind me, I'll just rattle off some observations. What was interesting is in the survey, we had previously kind of been loosely categorized as beginner players, competitive players, and then advanced players. And we put together some updated classifications to try to help people understand that, and that was actually in the survey. If you've looked at it, we had that described. And so I was actually kind of interested and not unsurprised. I kind of thought I was going to kind of go, split evenly. Almost a third, would identify themselves as new and then competitive and advanced. So when we have done the schedule, we've set up so that there's 6 of each of those categories available each week. And then we have a skills and drills and a new player slot each week. So kind of going back, you were interested in that, and we were as well, having a dedicated time for new folks if they identify themselves and come in. And we have folks within the club that have offered to come in if somebody says they're new and need some help. We've already had quite a few people take advantage of that. So actually, with the expanded slots, they're all as full as they were before when we had few. So it's actually, as I think we talked about, continues to be quite popular.
All right, and you guys are definitely a nonprofit, right?
Yes.
If you could also, too, so the things we'd like to see is total number of membership, the breakdown of how many from Litchfield, how many from out of Litchfield.
Yeah.
And then a cost estimate of how much you're charging and how much the fees that you collect per player.
Yep. Okay. So total Litchfield and out of town.
Yeah.
Yep. And fees. I can actually just tell you the fees. The membership is $10 a year for Litchfield, and then $20 for non-Litchfield residents, and then we're $1 per session for everybody. And then if there's a guest that comes in, that is $2.
Oh, so yeah, that's not much money at all.
No, it's not much, but it adds up, and without jumping ahead too much, one thing I'd like to, this road to the commission is, in the past, we have made some donations. And, we're now in a position again that we could talk about that. So if you have something that, we can contribute to or such, we'd be happy to talk with you about that.
Yeah, so, living in town, you saw the budget meetings and how our budget was hit pretty hard. So right now, we are still, we're gonna go back in front of the town in March, is it? Deliberative?
Deliberative is 4th of February.
4th of February, to see if we could have some funds restored. But there is a possibility we'll be asking for some kind of donation to help us, pay for the fuel or the heating or the electricity or whatever else that we're,
Yeah, we would be happy to talk to you about that.
all right, perfect. Does anyone else have any questions for the gentleman? All right. So, with that said, I will make a motion to accept, and then we'll go into a discussion. So I'll make a motion to accept the Litchfield Pickleball Association seeking to use Talent Hall December 15th, 2022 through June 21st, 2023, on Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., making adjustments as needed to allow Campbell High School in there during their 3 o'clock sessions. Saturdays from 2:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and Sundays 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Second?
All right, so let's go into discussion. Anyone have a thought on this? I'll tell you mine. My concern is having pickleball scheduled so much in there, and we could actually stop blocking other leagues from getting use of the town property. I don't know, I know basketball, rec basketball gets in there, but when? Do you remember when they start?
5 to 9:30, right? I think is what.
During the week?
During the week is 5 to 9:30.
On the weekends, it's usually Saturday mornings till,
Yeah.
It's 8 a.m.
8 to
'cause
2,
we're-
I
I'm
think.
there at 8.
2, I think, is what they have.
I think it's basically,
Yeah,
so
right.
whenever pickleball's requesting to start, which is 2, right? Or 2:30?
2:30,
yeah. So
That's what basketball's up to.
And then on Sundays, baseball, softball, we end at 4.
You end at 4. Who else is using? How about,
That's it right
Last
now.
year, soccer
Jason.
came in and asked to use it.
Yeah. I don't know what the plans are. I don't know if there are any plans.
Yeah, we had one travel team that came in and used it
Yeah.
after we did softball and before we started back up again.
and then, how about, Jason Combs?
That's not until the summer.
That summer. Is there anybody else that we are overlooking?
Just the stuff that pops up.
Yeah, stuff
From
that pops
time to
up here
time.
and there. But
I mean, there is, you mean,
Boy
the,
Scouts are in there once a
Wednesdays.
month or something, right?
Evenings, yeah, once a month.
those are evenings. And then when's the movie night?
End of the
Schedule?
month, end of January,
January.
29th, yeah.
Just,
That's a Sunday.
So it's just,
afternoon.
again, I think pickleball in the past has always worked.
Yeah.
If there's the one-offs or anything, we've gone back and forth and adjusted schedules or whatever it needs to be, you know what I mean? And I mean, at least right now, no one else is looking to use it, so, I mean, I don't really see the need to restrict at this point, you know what I mean? If someone comes in and says, we really could use an hour or whatever, maybe we could talk and see what happens, you know what I mean? Because again, as the season goes on, basketball's gonna fall off, and now more time's gonna free up during the week, and on weekends, I mean, once rec basketball is done, Saturdays open up more too.
Yeah.
So it's still a flow.
I think all the winter sports are all well within session, so.
Right.
The groups that would want to be using it, if they haven't put in a request by now, I would
Scheduled.
doubt that they will.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be my comment, is that there would just be flexibility that when stuff comes up, because stuff is going to come up.
just put that in, whatever, yeah, we're more than flexible. The only thing we request is enough notice so we can get them, our notice out to people, they sign up like a week ahead of time.
Sure.
For play, so, we'll accommodate whatever additional requests come in.
Okay.
Yeah. I think as long as we have that kind of flexibility,
Yeah.
I'd rather have it in use than have it sit
Same
empty.
here. We're paying the electric and heat, I'd like to see it used.
Yeah, I think the spring sports is the only thing I worry about if like it's a late snow season and then like soccer may have to come in again, right? Or if they don't have access to the field.
Just let us know,
Yeah.
we'll adjust, yeah.
Yeah, that
The
was,
other thing is usually it's, usually it's the weeknights that a lot of the leagues want. And Saturdays aren't real, unless it's the one-off, and, we have that scheduled, and I assume you've already told them.
yeah, it's already on the
Yeah,
calendar.
so there's that one night at the end of January. What's the date, the 26th?
You have the calendar open, Chris?
I
January
do.
29th or something, right? Last Sunday of January?
I think it's Sunday in the afternoon, right? Like 2 to 5 or
2:30,
something.
I think it was
29th.
before
29th
you
at
guys were in,
2:30.
right? Or right after you were in there?
29th
I
at
think
2:30?
we have to actually, baseball, softball has to modify that
Yeah.
day,
29th at 2:30.
2:30, yeah, so we have to modify whatever we do.
Until what time?
Oh,
So
5:30.
it's 2:30 to 5:30.
Yeah, they're having a movie.
Yeah, probably a half-hour setup, half-hour breakdown, so then a 2-hour movie.
All right. All right, I'm comfortable with that. Everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, so, just modify that motion to, well, I don't even think we have to modify it. We have the understanding that if something comes up, we'll reach out to you guys as soon as we know, and we'll try to schedule, work something out. We're trying to get to the point where if people don't give us enough notice as well, we just can't honor it, because if they come in 3 days before and say, hey, we want to use this, it's gonna be, we meet twice a month, so. Okay, so I'm good with that. So, no further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays and abstains, motion carries 7-0-0.
Thank you much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll give you a pickleball update in a minute if you want to hang around.
Oh, yeah, I would love
Court
to.
update. So that closes out facilities and field requests.
I got my notebook out.
Nothing on new business, old business. First aid update. I know Judy purchased the first aid kits. We'll just table this until she comes back to figure out what she actually got.
Did she work with fire?
Yep, they ordered it, they purchased it, and I think they are charity its possession. I just don't.
She's probably using it right now to nurse herself back to health.
So pickleball court updates. Chris.
Yep, so met with the planning board last week. Everything was fine from their standpoint. So we were able to obtain the permits through the town, or one of the permits for the handicap accessibility through the town so far. I'm not sure where we stand as far as the site and groundwork being scheduled yet, but that's probably your department, right?
Yep, so we need, Judy was gonna reach out to Mr. Greg Jeffries from Jeffries Landscaping, Land Surveying, and ask him to email Mr. Charbonneau the finalized plan.
He should probably copy us on that as well, just so we have it.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, wheels are in motion, so.
So everything's cleared, so as soon as he gets somebody in there to start dropping trees and leveling the land, he has enough to go on. Nice.
So I did have a quick question, I guess,
Yeah.
for you, and forgive me, I can't find the email right now. It's somewhere in the chain here, but there was some concern about the angle, the layout.
If it could be accommodated, if the courts can be oriented in a north and south direction, then what happens in the first part of the day, the sun's right in your eyes if you're looking east. And so a lot of folks have said, oh, hopefully we can get them to be in that direction. I actually play in a place in Brunswick that you look right at the sun when you're one side. And because it can be such a disadvantage, some of the teams want to switch up at halfway through just so.
Right.
Yeah. So if that could be accommodated, I think if I had to, I haven't looked at it, but I think that like the tennis courts kind of look north and south.
Correct. yeah.
Yeah, so,
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, my fear with that is we might be a little too far down the rabbit hole right now with the design that we've put together
Yeah.
For it. Just given the surveying work that we've had done there and the trying to optimize it for the amount of courts that we can get in that space.
if you'd like, I'd be happy to sit down and just look at it. One of my thoughts, depending on what you've got for a footprint, is you could put essentially 3 of them lined up in a north-south direction and in pairs. Essentially the same footprint. It would be a little stubbier, if you will, be a little wider and less long.
I can
It actually has some
Put it up on
other advantages.
the monitor if you'd like.
Can you turn that on?
I got it.
Jeff's
I
side.
got it, guys.
You got it? You got a remote over there? Oh, he has a remote.
Remote.
Oh, we get
Remote over there.
to, get to look.
Could be on input 2.
That looks familiar.
That's my screen, but it's not what I have on here. Let me see if I can drag that over there. Side is on. There we go. So here's
okay.
here's our layout. So I can't see it from here, but it looked. Is it 180 feet? I think. Mike, can you read those dimensions there?
Yeah, it's
130.
130 by 132.
Okay.
So honestly, you could
Could we get
Almost.
4 if we went the other way? Get 4 and then 2.
Yeah, so if you look at this is, they had a wetlands, we had to have our wetlands scientists come in.
Yeah.
We marked out, we identified our wetlands, and then this is the setback, and we have to stay outside the setback.
Okay.
Originally, we were trying to go with 8 courts.
Yes, I remember that.
Particular,
Yep,
But
yep.
it squeezed us into this arrangement.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
to stay 50
I
feet away
mean-
from the wetlands.
you could. It's
Yeah, could
like
you
honestly,
turn them?
you could
Yeah,
almost. You might be able to turn them all and fit them all in there because, again, it's one.
Yeah.
It's 2 feet. It's actually 2 foot difference.
But
One
just,
direction versus the other.
but as you're standing there, you're looking to the east is a hill. There's trees and a hill.
Yeah,
Like,
you mean,
I don't
let's
know
put
how
it
much.
this way. Let's put it this: the west, you're gonna have there's woods on. There's gonna be woods on that side.
Yeah, and there's
So
woods
like
on the other
directly
side.
into the wood, like this whole side. I don't think we're gonna clear cut all this. This is all gonna be woods.
Yeah.
It's really the east in the morning.
And then the east in the morning. Yeah, I mean,
You're looking up a hill.
you are looking up a hill.
But the sun's gonna come up
Um,
above that hill.
Yeah.
Eventually,
later.
but it'll be
Yeah.
high by the time it comes up.
Yeah, I'd have
Yeah.
to look at the.
It takes quite a while for it to not be, because you end up, balls come up and they go up like this, so you're watching them. So it's not like you're looking straight,
I mean, I think that the only question would be,
if you can.
I mean, if you can, these 4, I think you could easily turn. The question is, can you turn these 2?
Fit 2
Is
in
there enough room? Is it 70 feet here, but I don't know how much extra space you were leaving for certain courts because of ADA, for whichever ones were going to be the ADA courts.
So Jeff, what's the short dimension?
64.
That's 64, and what's the one in the nick?
That's
60.
So it's,
That's
so
darn
this
close.
is 64, this is 70.
Yeah,
Correct, so it's
the-
close.
It's close.
That's really close.
but you'd be losing 6 feet on those.
Correct. If you were to
Can't come
try
out-
to turn those
We
2.
can't come out towards the parking lot anymore either because of the
Right.
the parking lot itself is a little bit too narrow as it is now. So
No, you mean, it's, I mean, and I guess this is a question. If you turn 4 courts and didn't turn the other 2, I know that became, now you have 2 coming into the other, you'd have 2 coming into the other 2. Is that a big problem? You mean,
there will be a soft fence in between those courts. It's not going to be one open. It's not going to be one massive open
Right, so you were saying there was gonna be a soft fence here.
in between. Yes.
I mean, if you left 2 going this way and 4 going this way and put a soft fence here, I don't
Baseline.
know.
Yeah.
if that works, or that's, you know what I mean?
If it could do that, I would say that would be an improvement. I mean, if that's what you end up with, that's fine. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong.
All right.
If
You
you
know?
do that, you get 2/3 of the courts facing the way you want.
Right.
Okay.
Within a foot or two, I think it's worth taking a close look and
Yeah.
do it makes sense for the.
I mean, I don't think you have to change, I don't think we change the footprint. I don't think you can change
I don't
it.
think we can.
No, it's
I think
literally
that's
on
the
second.
I think that's the maximum space we're getting out of it anyway. So, until it comes to painting the lines on the court, we have probably we have a little time to say, okay, can you play with the dimensions and everything?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because the space in between the courts, I recall, is important for folks.
It
too,
is,
right?
yeah.
So I don't know if you want, even a couple of feet might be a.
Judy knows those dimensions better than I do. I believe it was about a 6 foot, 6 feet on either side to that soft fence, I think it was, or maybe it was 5 feet on either side to that soft fence. So about 10 feet in between each court, if I remember correctly.
Where was the soft fence between the,
So actually, let me,
Between the
I have
four
a-
back to,
I have a
like,
better drawing that I can show
the
you.
four
what-
back to back there.
what we're thinking
Okay.
of here. Let me-
So you didn't run into the ends, so there was,
Yep,
gonna be a
yep,
fence
that's
there.
good.
A better drawing here.
between you and the fence post, I actually like that layout better than the 6 laid right out longwise. The reason being is it looks like you can see what's going on in all the courts easier, and you can schedule, or, people change out easier than
Instead of
Yeah.
keeping
monitoring
track of
6
them.
or 8
Yeah.
courts. Yeah.
Not that the other one wouldn't work, but I actually think that will be a better grouping.
That's Chris's summer home in the back.
That is the beautiful Wentworth by the Sea golf course.
I was wondering if that's what it was. I was thinking it was.
And I think that was what, Chris, the 13th hole? That's the 13th.
13, so yeah, 13, 14, somewhere around there. So here's a better
Oh, nice.
understanding, right? So the blue lines there are the soft fencing.
Okay,
So, so there's gonna be, there was a request for a little, call it a corridor or walkway.
yeah,
So this whole section here was gonna be a walkway with an opening in the middle
yeah,
and on either end, with that soft fence.
yeah,
And then a soft fence in between each court here,
okay.
one that spans these two, and then one in the middle there, is what we were thinking.
Could the soft fence go full length of the court? Just the actual footprint of the court?
Yeah, we haven't finalized anything on that yet, so, we could, there'd need to be obviously some opening to get through, right? If you wanted to get
Yeah,
in
just
and out of
if they went to the
courts.
baseline, lined up with the base, end of the baseline.
Yeah,
Sideline, along the baseline.
yeah,
Yes, they went as long as the base, or
Okay,
the
so-
sideline.
all right.
You're right,
Yeah.
yeah.
all right. so
Sideline to
just-
sideline along the baseline.
Got it, all right, yeah, we can extend that,
That would be good, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, what this would do is, we needed to get this done so Mr. Charbonneau can get in there with his guys to start dropping trees, and
Surely, yeah,
Burn
no,
land.
yeah, great.
and then we have another contractor that we will work with to actually do the fences and the lines and the
Yep, the
configuration.
finish.
Okay,
Yep.
Great.
And we haven't gotten those final prices yet. I haven't sent this to them yet.
okay,
I want to get everything to where we want it rather than have them make too many revisions,
yeah.
Get everything to where we want it before we put it out to bid.
And on the walkway, is it gonna be like the 4-foot fence? On the court side there?
The walkway inside,
Yeah, that long one there?
yeah, soft fence on this side that spans the entire court here,
Yep,
and then a perimeter fence on the outside.
very nice, yep.
Yep.
Okay, looks good. And that's is there an ADA ramp there?
Yes. Yeah, so we've got an ADA pathway here leading into the fence, into the courts on the
Okay.
side, and another little opening over here.
What's the walkway width?
It's 4 feet.
4 feet?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Everyone good with that layout, and if we could adjust?
I mean, we can see if we can, what we can do to rotate those courts,
Okay.
and fit the same amount within there.
Are we able to grab some more land towards the north and encroach into the driveway, or are they not allowed that because of the
That's-
drainage?
There's a culvert,
Swale.
there's a culvert here that runs down along here, so we can't get too close into there.
Sad too, there's a lot of land there, but because of the wetland, that's. All right. Thank you very much, Chris, appreciate it. All right, that's all we have for pickleball. Thank you for attending, we appreciate it.
My pleasure, thank you.
We'll try
Appreciate your,
to, we'll work with you on, we'll put this on Judy, because she can't say no. To stay in touch with you to work out the scheduling, and if something's coming up, we'll try to, we're gonna try to utilize the calendar as much as possible. So if we vote on something, we'll put it on the calendar as soon as possible, and we'll send out a notification, so
yeah.
you can see it.
And you'll put us in the calendar then too?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah, once you get us, yeah,
We have the application, we have the COI, so.
yeah,
we should be
yeah,
able to just have-
yeah, we'll be able to put you into the calendar as well.
Excellent, okay. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Ron.
good New Year.
Thank you.
We did have, the urinal fixed at Talent Hall too.
Oh.
The plumber came in, so.
Oh, good. Is the heat on in the bathrooms? I tried fiddling it,
Just turn to the right.
it won't, I
I think the
tried
brake
that,
is turned off.
but I think there's probably a circuit breaker.
I'll check it when we go in there next.
Yeah, I couldn't find a box, but just I don't want the pipes to freeze up there.
It's up in the office on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I couldn't get up in that one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right, moving forward, comfort stations. I contacted United. They're picking up their last unit hopefully this week. I asked them to pull it out before we get any more snow. She asked why that we're not returning. I explained to her the reasoning. Moving forward, I think when the new company comes in, I think we should move it closer to the gate instead of putting it down as far as it was. I'm thinking if we could put it just right inside the gate where the kiosk is, if they can't open the gate, at least they can get through that little walking path and service the unit.
I think it was down where it was because of the playground and
Yeah,
the small
that's,
children.
that's my understanding.
But,
Walk quicker.
Run. And it also, if it's there, it's direct view of the parking lot, and I think there's a light above it too. Litchfield
There is one
Police will
right
be
there in
able
the
to
corner.
monitor a little bit better.
Would we be able to chain it to that pole at all?
My understanding, when she said the units we're gonna get are gonna have loops in the back that we could chain it to buildings and poles and fences and whatever else. So,
So we can
yeah,
chain it to that pole, it'll make it easier.
yeah, prevent it from being tipped. All right, so everybody okay with that? If I tell them to drop it right inside, and if it doesn't work, we could always move it later
Yeah,
after they
that's fine.
service it.
when are they bringing in the new one?
I haven't set a date and time yet.
Okay.
Do you have a date you'd,
Oh,
actually, once we know when soccer schedule is, we'll.
no,
mention it,
this is at Roy. We're talking,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
We've
That'll
always
be
done
next
it
week.
year round there.
Yeah, we
That was the
probably,
only one.
that's the ones year round. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying that one probably needs to go in
Yeah, I'll
as soon
call.
as the other one's gone.
All the other fields keep them out until March, April.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll
But that
contact
one-
him tomorrow to ask him to drop that one off. I want to make sure that we were okay with the location, and we'll
Yeah.
have it put right in
We
there for the time
didn't
being.
do it after the new year, but we can't go long without it because
No.
again, as long as there's no snow on the ground, I think people will go to that
Yep.
park and use the playground there.
And also, we want to get it in there before snow falls so that we could actually put it on the ground.
And I don't know if a lot of people ice fish there or not, but that's another reason to have one down there.
Yeah, I'll contact the rep tomorrow and ask him to drop it as soon as possible. Okay, moving on. We have nothing. Upcoming meetings. Our next one is Tuesday, January 10th. Last one is non-public. So I would like to make a motion to go into a non-public meeting under RSA A32C reputation. Matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the public body itself.
Second.
Thank you. Oscar, if you wouldn't mind, we will not come out of this, we'll only come out of this non-public meeting to adjourn. Can I, Oscar, if you wouldn't mind dropping
Steve,
this
roll
out?
call vote first.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Roll call to go
all
in.
those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nays, abstains, 700.